This is going to be a very weird stream, and it's going to be very weird videos. I have totally scoured my notes, and I probably haven't found everything in them. But I found a lot of really useful things, and I found a lot of things for me to potentially do. And I'm probably going to sit here, and I don't know how long this stream is going to be tonight. It's probably going to depend on, how much I actually managed to accomplish. But let me grab my notes page that I just made, and just talk about a few of the things we found. Also, if I look at my pictures again, I have it set up so that I can show those on stream, and we can look at them together. But, just a few things. I have some ideas about what the admin key could be pertaining to. There's also a picture that I need to use the magnifying, or a note that I need to use the magnifying glass on in the mailroom. We need to go to the mailroom to get our new letters that we got last time that I couldn't get. We need to thaw Sinclair's personal freezer. There's a red door in the underpass we still need to open. There is the breaker room cabinet thing that we still need to do. I need to light dynamite. I also relooked at all of the Alzara cutscenes and got some more stuff from those. I corrected some of the things that I think I had wrong about the various Sanctum room things. Like, I had Orinda's border as violet because there was a broken piece next to that note that had the Orinda Ares symbol. But Orinda Ares' flag is definitely black because they were defeated by Finn Ares in the war, and then all the black flags were, you know, gone. So that's a thing. Also, Orinda Ares only shows up on the old map in the geography class, not the new map, because now it's just Finn Ares permanently. There's a lot of stuff that mentions like the Black Guard and the Red Guard and all of our various notes and stuff about that, talking about how Marion was smuggled across the border to Erasia, and that's probably where she's hiding out right now. Other things I want to do is find the notes in the classrooms. In the Alzara, one of the Alzara cutscenes, they mention a chair, a throne or whatever, that like all of the various heads of the household have sat in. I need to go to the drawing room because the specific part where that character is sitting in that chair is in the drawing room. There is a sanctum key among the clocks in the vault and held by the throne. I need to reorder the books. And I need to open Her Ladyship's chamber diary. And there's also chess pieces in the new clue book that probably show where you're supposed to put the chess pieces down on that thing. There's also a lot of chessboards thrown about in all the various books and stuff throughout the game. So none of that made sense to most people, I'm sure. But this stream is just going to be me walking around freaking out about small details that seem like they probably don't have much importance, but actually do end up having importance. So, yeah. Another detail that I did notice was where we keep finding the red envelopes. They mention in one of the notes that when Marion disappeared, the red crown was stolen. And 2 of the rubies were missing. So I think the rubies that we find in each of the safes that, you know, have the various things that we need, the red envelopes, those, I believe, are the rubies that were missing from the crown, which is interesting. So the drawing room, like I said, in one of the Alzara things, it specifically shows the drawing room, and it shows a chair that is sitting right here, and it says, like, yeah. It says one sanctum key is on a chair, basically. And it shows the drawing room. So, can I get anything from your picture, Sinclair? This weird picture of you, where the proportions look quite odd, I would say. I don't see any way to get anything. But this is definitely the room where that was taking place. That picture. So I'm like, I feel like it must have something to do with the drawing room. Maybe you have to draft this at a very, very specific location or something, but I've investigated the absolute hell out of this chair, and I don't see anything going on with it. I can't crouch it and see if the sanctum key is, like, taped under the bottom or anything like that. But, whatever. Whatever. Maybe it's something to do with the various paintings that we have here. There's like a bunch of horses and people walking with umbrellas and stuff, and a newspaper kid running. Oh, and then what are these arrows? Oh my god, yeah, all of them have arrows showing like how far they're like moving? Like, what is the deal with this? See, this is the kind of weird stuff that I haven't noticed before, but I'm like, could be a thing. What does it mean? If so, that'd be wild. Well, we are fucked. We are positively screwed, gang. That is run done because I ran out of keys. I was trying to get the mailroom so that we could read the notes from Randolph, and also I got the magnifying glass, which would have been fantastic to use on one of the notes in there because it's signed by who I think possibly replaced Danny. But no such luck. I can't even get down to the sanctum to possibly do any of that shenanigans down there. But at least we reordered the book from the library. Call it a day. We're out of here. Okay. We're done. We're done. Another dead run. Security. I got all the way over here and ran into a keycard door. So we're boned. Run dead. We got the library. I can take all of the pictures of history of Orindia this time. I should take a picture of this from Caleb as well. Boom. Castle Orindia, the second era, the third era. See, it lists right there. It lists Orindia. That becomes Fenares later because they lost the war. You see? The pacification of Finn. This is what I didn't get. Right here. The Finsurrection. Transformed into the battlefield. Brutality of the pacification of Finn did not go unnoticed. Yeah, nuance is listed in one of the maps. Black flags burned. Finn era, Archeries, and Araja stand as allies. Spruce and birch that span across our realm serve as a constant reminder. This, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen. Land, after all that has happened, is still Orindia. Oh my god, we got the mailroom. Honestly, just give me the mailroom. Just give me the mailroom. This run's dead. I ran into 2 security doors again, right here and right here. Don't have a key card. But, I have 2 letters in here I can read. There's also this, but I don't have the damn magnifying glass. But you can see there's a name there. Kinda. Or some kind of something. Something about the mail. Okay, what is this? Decided to continue helping you. Okay, so that's the one we've seen. So, here we go. Hey Simon, I'm going to assume at this point you've likely reached the upper ranks of the house and run into our keycard security doors. These are actually a fairly new addition to the house that were designed by Kirk Darren and myself. And, were installed after an unfortunate incident 2 years ago when some of your uncle's correspondence was stolen by a member of the staff who had somehow managed to reach a room they should not have been able to find. So I'm not 100% sure how we got past the antechamber seals, but it was clear that after that episode that not every member of the staff should have unchecked access to the higher ranks. It's important to note here that in my own experience, I have found every other member of the staff to be extremely trustworthy and unwavering in their loyalty. Still, after that incident, we decided to err against our confidences and opted to install a state-of-the-art security system. Issuing key cards to only the most trusted members of senior staff. If you and the security doors become an annoyance while you're attempting to navigate the house, you should be able to lower their frequency from the security terminal, and there's even a nifty trick to unlock them by utilizing the utility closet in conjunction with the security settings. Yeah, I know about that. Okay, thanks, Randolph. Thanks, Randolph. Simon, following up on the map I created outlining the steam-powered duct system, I thought it would be helpful to provide you with a corresponding map for gas power, which is an outdated system that currently is only utilized outside the house and locations on the ground. Hovel, Apple Orchard, Schoolhouse, Gemstone Cavern. So yeah, the final one of these I need is in somewhere called the Gemstone Cavern. Great. Not helpful. Because I don't know where that is. But some of these stamps that you're using. Wait a minute, that might be important. Oh my god. These stamps tell me the mode of transportation for the various countries. That's the one that goes turtleback. I need the magnifying glass to see what the actual actual country is, but that's what we need. Some of them are covered. Arch Aries. What is that? I can't tell. Okay. We're good. That's good. That's a good discovery. Oh. By the way, this picture of this cat and the fact that I keep swearing we hear a cat in this room might actually be important, because in the first Alzara thing, Alzara specifically mentioned that they saw a cat with a red flag, and then there's this CA, and then it's standing on T. There's some stuff in the new Clue book that specifically talks about like removing a letter from a word, so C and A might be important in some way, because we do away with the T. Ooh. Is that the queen? That is the queen. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Is that what you're supposed to do? The chessboard is the layout of the Mount Holly estate. You just have to find where the chess pieces are. You just have to find the room where each chess piece is. So the queen goes in this spot. Oh my god, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Okay, so we found one. Oh my god, epiphany. So yeah, that's why there's chess pieces in random rooms. And I was taking pictures of the pieces, but not thinking about the fact that, yeah, it's the same exact layout as the chessboard is, the Mount Holly. Okay, that's something. That is something. So let's make sure we take a picture of that. And then let's take a picture of this. So I know, like, hey, this is where that is. Oh my god, that's big. That is large. Ooh, the clock tower. Yeah, okay, I'll actually take the clock tower. Okay, clock tower. There's supposed to be a sanctum key in here. It said high among the clocks. So where's my sanctum key? Where could it possibly be? Chess piece. Chess piece right here. A rook. A rook, but it's not a white one. Does that matter? I don't know. Okay, let's take a picture. And then take another picture. Okay. Potentially important. Okay, and then here's this whole thing, and I don't think this is actually the stuff for Orindia, as I've mentioned before. What could I possibly do in here that would have anything to do with getting a sanctum key? southward, I see a swan. Can you look out the windows in some way to see something? Wait. Wait, this might be something. That might be what this is pertaining to. So, I need to see a swan somewhere? A swan. Can I see a swan anywhere? Okay, wait a second. Southward, I see a swan, ashen like the sands of the shore. Yeah, and also in one of the things, I think it was my first Alzara cutscene, it mentioned that Simon was going to find himself on a white shore. Carried by westerly winds, rogue like the moon of the north. Okay, so this is north, because we can see the rogue moon right there. So that's north. So now that we have oriented ourselves, eastward I see a crow, dark are the days coming forth. So if to the north over there is the rogue moon, west would be this way. Ashen like sands of the shore carried by westerly winds. I mean, yeah, I can't really see anything over there. Okay, so south, west, north, and then east. So south, west, north, and then east. Doesn't do anything. I mean, there must be some way to interact with them. This must be the solution to the puzzle, right? Because that's just there to orient your orient yourself, basically. Is there nothing to, like, click on or anything here? It doesn't look like it. Nothing to really click or interact with, but it feels like this is something for this puzzle. Is there anything to do down here? What was that? Oh, the pendulum. That does get crazy close to me. That's kind of scary. Does it want me to be here when, like, it's showing a very specific time? This time in particular? Which would be... interesting. Could I... sitting here and waiting for that amount of time to pass seems like kind of wild. It actually just passed that time. Yeah. I think this is something, but I'm not sure of how to do anything with it quite yet. Yeah. I thought maybe looking out the windows in some way would be important. But no. So maybe we just come back when that's happening. Okay. Once again, more something. More something has been seen. Down here. Over here. Back this way. Actually, because we need to go by the kennel and... yeah. Alright, this run might be dying soon. I sincerely hope that I can get the magnifying glass before that happens. Let's put in our thing here to solve clock tower puzzle. And let's put go at specific time. All right. That's a weird one. That's a weird one. Okay, we gotta keep an eye out just to make sure we don't see white pawn. White pawn here. Okay. No, they just have pawns wherever. Some of the runes just always have a very specific kind of thing, so... it seems like the den always has a white pawn in it, which doesn't really help me because I thought I was fine. Like, it moved around, much like the paintings with each room, but it seems like the den just always has a white pawn in it, so that might not help me at all. There's the morning room. Alright. This is only our second time ever being in the morning room, so I don't know if this is going to be important or not. But just thought I would check. We do get 2 gems. I think the newspaper is the same. I want to especially make sure that there's no chess pieces in here, because it would be quite crazy if they expected you to draft this room, because this room is very hard to draft. Up. Right. Up. Oh, I'm so close to the dining room, but yeah, we're super dead. We're super dead. Alright, this run is dead. I wanted to try and get back to the workshop. Unfortunately, it was all the way on the other side of the house. I don't think I ate my dining room food when I came back here before. Yeah, because I went around it. I should have eaten it then and we would have been fine. But I had the lever, battery pack, shovel, and sledgehammer. So I was wondering if shovel, sledgehammer, broken lever, battery pack made that weird item that takes 3 things. But no. But we do have some information about where the chess pieces might go. It seems like the den, the nook, and then what was that room up in the top, like right? Workshop or kitchen? I think it was the kitchen. Those are important. So we need to keep an eye out for chess pieces again. And if we do that, we might be good. Ooh, amateur lockpick is good. I feel like we're getting somewhere. Slightly. Slightly somewhere. Okay. Look at that. Would you look at that? On Sinclair's letter, Sinclair used a nuance sticker. And this shows that nuance uses air travel. So we know what nuance is. Ovin Nevare. That's Erajan, I think. Let's go. Let's confirm the den. Yes. So den... Okay, we need to add a new notes page for this. Parlor, you're what I wanted to see. Okay, and did the parlor have a chess piece? I think it did in the case. We also have the car keys. Okay, okay. Parlor has a black pawn. Okay, this run is dead. That being said, though, we almost got the amount of classrooms needed. We had 7. I kind of got gym starved and kind of screwed up here. I spent money on this classroom when I should have saved it for the commissary so that I could buy more gyms. But did not work out. We go again. We go again. But we've... you know, it might not come across in the clips. I don't know how I'll edit it yet, but currently with the pawns, we have that the den is a white pawn along with the guest bedroom and storeroom. The parlor is a black pawn, and the chapel is a white bishop. And what I could actually do really quickly is go down here and kind of show that. Oh, but it would be easier to go through, yeah, the fountain. Wait, no, that is what you do. Oh my god, that is all you do for those. That's what the little triangle, the square turned into a diamond means. You just swap the numbers. Instead of 16, it's 61. Instead of 12, it's 21 minus 2. And then it's 30 minus... Okay, I don't know what the hell it means with 5. I legitimately don't. I don't know what the hell is going on there and how Branson here got to negative 400. What does somebody else say about this? 30 minus and then yeah, it's just 5. Wait, what if it's 30 minus 5, 25, and then you reverse them? Yeah, okay. Okay, I know how to do the billiard rooms puzzles now. Again, algebra helped me solve it. I see what it's doing now. Alright. Yeah, hands off my bread. Alright, so to showcase what I mean here, so the white pawn can go anywhere where there's a dining room, guest bedroom, storeroom, or den. So if we look at my place, if I put the pawn here, here, or here, it should light up at all of these. Yeah, oh wait, no, it'll only light up here for, yeah. Okay, so no, that does work. That does work. All of the ones here. Okay, I'm realizing, I was thinking these pieces were white, they're blue. So, this probably just means which space I can put it on. Because the parlor is black pawn. But maybe the color doesn't matter. That seems stupid, but... So yeah, that checks out. So that's where I can put the pawn. The other ones we have listed in this run. The parlor is a black pawn. So the only other, like, interesting piece I have is the white bishop, which is in the chapel, which is right here. So if I put it right there, this should light up. Hell yeah. Okay. We've made a little bit of progress, possibly solved that. We just need to get the rest of our information. I think the other, the king... I forget where the queen is. I want to say it was the boudoir or something like that. The king, I think, was like the clock tower. That's... Okay, so the one we're missing is actually king, which I swear I saw somewhere. This is going to be a very, very difficult run now. Because we have kind of screwed ourselves into a corner and run dead. Alright, that is another dead run. It just didn't go well. Yet another dead run. I got the schoolhouse again, so I was trying to get all the classrooms. Didn't really learn much new in the ways of the chess pieces. So, yeah. I still just need to find out where that king is. Oh, hey. I mean, I don't really need my gems as much this time since we haven't gotten, what's it called, but this is the final room we could draft the dormitory. Each time you enter dormitory after drafting a compass room, gain 10 steps. Dormitory has been permanently added to the drafting pool. Would you look at that? That's a good get. That's a good get, I suppose. And we've unlocked all of those now. I need the utility room or a key card. Either one. Oh wait, I'm just screwed. That's it. Damn it. We actually had a good run going. But I got screwed by this keycard right here. I even lowered the amount of keycard doors we would be seeing right here with security. I really wanted to see the workshop because we have the gear wrench, and that might be something you need to create something really cool in the workshop. But no, we got screwed by being resource starved. Bummer. Huge bummer. I mean, I think I could technically go down the fountain, push the cart out of the way, get there, flip it around, and possibly still get over to the foundation, but that seems like too much work. I will call it a day. But we did learn that the attic is also a white bishop, and that the observatory is also a white knight. So that's cool. Let's reroll. Guest bedroom, maid's chamber, walk-in closet. I'll take the walk-in closet. A cupcake? I've never, across my like 50 hours in this game, seen a cupcake. What? Why did I get a cupcake? Oh my god, that's the king. I've been putting that down as the queen. No, that's the king. We have everything. Ooh. White. King. My god, I even thought that earlier. I was like, huh, it's weird that the king is in the office because Babbage is here. And I thought king and queen would align with, yeah, but no. We got everything. So I definitely have a pawn. Chapel I do have for the bishop. I have the king from the office. I have the clock tower for the rook. Security for the, yeah, we have nook, and then for security we have observatory. Yeah, for the white knight we have observatory and security, and then the study has the queen. So we might be good. All right. So if this works, I will be stupid happy. All right. So the den. I can put the pawn here. Yeah, and that will light up. The bishop needs to go here. Good. Bishop goes there, so that seems to work because I have that the bishop is a white bishop in the chapel, but that still works. Of course, maybe the attic. I don't know. Oh yeah, Raxby can solve this. I see. So next to security, the white knight or the observatory. Security is right here. So knight, go right there. Good. The nook is the rook. So you go right here beside the knight. Okay, and then queen is like all the way up here. And king is like right here. Holy shit, we did it! We did it! What is that? Oh god. Choose your piece to receive a permanent new permanent power? What? What does that mean? I mean, queen's the best piece. I've always been a big fan of rook, though. I've always been a big fan of rook. You know? Let's go rook. You may draw floor plans up to 4 times when drafting the 4 corners of your house. Resilience of the rook, no. Piety of the bishop, you do not have to pay tithes. Instead, gain 30 gold the first time you enter the chapel each day? Oh my god. Each day you may choose a color. Rooms of the chosen color are more likely to be drawn. Gambit of the queen. Each time you draft a rune... Queen's Gambit. Each time you draft a room on the queen side, west wing of your house, lose 5 steps and gain 1 key. I don't like that, actually. Add the armory to your draft pool? Ambition of the pawn. When you reach rank 8 each day, you may choose knight, bishop, rook, or queen. Gain the power of that piece until the end of the day. No, I want knight. Add the armory, actually. That's a new room. You may give up this power by returning to this chamber again on any future day and unlocking the pieces again. Okay. So that was not as important of a puzzle to solve as I thought, I suppose. That is a wee bit of a bummer, I would say. Not terribly excited about what that means. Okay, so we've done Fenares. You. Orindia. So... if we go back over here, Orinda Ares. So this is where I would love to have my notes on that one thing. Let's go to my main PC, and we are going to not play a game now. We are going to sit here and stare at screenshots. Isn't that fun? Isn't that great? That's wonderful, isn't it? So let me make sure I have things pulled up as they should be. Let's do that. Let's do that. I had to do a display capture for this because for some reason, if you're just like looking at screenshots like this, Windows kind of hates it. But yeah. So, all right, we're in the screenshots. So we need. Oh wait, these are my new screenshots. These aren't the ones that have what I need. Well, this has a bit of what I need. Okay, Jera. I did take like 2 sets of these just to make sure I got them all. Okay, the history of Orindia. There's a Jera. Yeah, we know all of this stuff. We know Archie Ares is the land of northern storms. Desolitz was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects from the most influential... Yeah, this is when the war started. Planted the seeds of discontent. Thankfully, the king died in his old age and surrounded... On the very next day, self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Finn. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments hastily recalled the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Finn insurrection. Savage and merciless campaign, the gardens of Finn transformed into a battlefield. Cries of the innocent echoed through the streets. Not go unnoticed by neighbors. Sickened by the barbaric action, joined forces. General of the Northern Regiment. They leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Archie Ares and Nuance. Even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. And Saul buried 1 and 3 men. Horus had fallen, and with it, the realm. The Black Flags, yeah, okay. So Archie Ares and Nuance worked with the Finns. And the Black Flags were covered up, basically. Okay. Alright. That's not, like, dreadfully helpful at the moment, but I need to swap over where my stuff is. I'm in the screenshot, Pog. Yeah, you're right there. We need to move our screenshots over here. Alright. And now we have the full breadth of our screenshots for viewing. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. What is this? No, stop that. What are you doing? I think it opened up the wrong thing for a second. Okay. So there. We want that. Open the display capture back up. Okay. So we can gather some things from this. There's still that name that's scribbled out. Maybe I have read that at some point and I'm just forgetting. Okay, Gail Herms. Like, there's so much here. Radiation monitor, that's not important. Lowry, Anne Babbage, Lord Evanson. This just talks about Reddington, but it does give me some more information about the keep. And some of those things, which might be important. None of this is important. None of this right now. Kirk Darren as a pseudonym is interesting because we heard the name Kirk Darren earlier. Mount Holly. This is just the family tree. This is that note I was talking about that says no sign has been found. Yes, that's the correct functionality. Blue, green, white, red, purple. Okay, and then here's the censored version of this with that note that I put into the previous video. And then there's some of the censored bits. Nagula, that's to change the ending. This is talking about the disappearance of Mary from Courtney. I tried to look at some of those to see if they gave any more information too, but I didn't really see much. 12 major keys. This is where the 0 thing comes up. Picture of you, Fenary 6 or 0, yep. And here's this person's note that kind of looks like my notes. Grotto. Does it ever end? These have Araja stuff all over them. Danny Ravane. Simon, so here's where it all ends. Nothing really going on here. Here's the Red Prince again. Yeah, and then here's where I found this stuff. This is a note. This is the boudoir note. Apparently I don't have all of those. Ooh. Yeah, okay. That's you being mad at Herbert for selling out Marion. And then here, so I understand on one of these geography worksheets it says something about, I guess I don't have that one. It says something about this is better not be political. It's because somebody put Finn Ares as Orinda. And in here we have the maps where you can see Araja, Arch, Orinda, and then Nuance right there. And then Cora Rica, the South Key, the North Circle, the Spiral of Stars, Morajai, Vera. Okay. Nothing really going on here. I just wanted to go through all of this stuff. Motion, this is another, yeah. Until we meet up on the shore of White Sands. Like I said, White Sands has been mentioned multiple times. This is the 8th letter. I don't think there's anything in here. Yeah, and they say just forever anonymous X. Okay, and then now we're at Realm and Rune, where we see all of this stuff. So like I said, if we get the mail room again, I can see what this is for every single one of them, I think. But we know based off one of them that is on the one that what's his face left me. We know that one at least, because it'll be a later screenshot, I believe. This is just Finaries, I think. There's the cat thing. Southward I see a swan. See, I thought this was having to do with Arindia, but now I'm not so sure. Now I'm not so sure if that has anything to do with Arindia. Maybe, though. Maybe. Yeah, I hope this isn't a political statement. This is the worksheet I was talking about. History is pinned by the victors. Yup, red. Very, very pro-Finn here. Now you can see here... I wonder, can I see any... No. Yeah. And then they tore up the railroad. And then you see they use blimps and stuff there. Okay, I don't need the algebra worksheets. Picture of the red flag. Dear Simon. And then there's just a picture of this. That's just a Clair Obscura picture. Okay, we're almost to the end. 8 realms in 8 months. Okay, and now we're back to this, where I got all of the pictures. This is the Curse of Blackbridge, which we're definitely going through real quick, because I don't think there's much of interest here. I'm wondering if Randolph is the one that has the password to Blackbridge. I'm not positive, though. Yep, and here's all the chess pieces and stuff. Draft the 6s. The suspect is minor. The suspect is minor. Suspect is a key. God. Game is so weird. There's those. That's Suikoden. Okay, and now we're to the stuff that I grabbed today. Okay. South. Yeah, Forever Exiled. Today, the realms inherited by the 3 once again stand as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch. Future we read not defined by the banners we've raised and by that which connects us, the land which we call home. Land of our fathers, land after all that has happened, still Orindia. Paladin of the pacification did not go unnoticed. Okay, this is just extra screenshots that I got because I didn't think I got them all. And now we're to these. Okay. Can we see there what any of these... Here, let's see if we can zoom in. Enhance. Eraja. Is that a train? I think that's a train. Eraja might be train. I'll use my own magnifying glass, damn it. Okay. I think Eraja is railroads. I think that's what it be. I'm trying to get my pen out. Okay. Eraja is railroads, I believe. Okay, what else do we got? Nuance is air travel and green. And I already know Eraja's purple. Okay, who is that? They go by Turtleback. It's yellow. Is that Archaries? It is yellow, the stamp. I'm putting turtle back. It's a yellow stamp, and yellow's the color of Spin Aries. God, this is such a weird stream. And then do I have anything else? Not really. I think a lot of the other ones we didn't really get much from. This is just a picture of all the chess pieces. And then here's what Sinclair said to me there. Okay. Okay, now maybe we try to see if we can input anything of worth here. So let me swap back over to here. So we're gonna try to change Orinda. Let me see over here. I have set for you. Okay, so yeah, I don't know who those moats are for then. That is beside the Orinda thing. Yeah, I don't know who that's for. But we'll that doesn't feel right. It means somebody else. Like, that's somebody else. I don't know who it is. Wait, if it's Violet, that means it's Araja. Wait, that's the Araja one. That's what it's telling me. So we might have what we need to solve Araja? Wait a second. So Araja is Violet Border. Which, once again, I need the screenshots for this up. But I know a good amount of it, so Border is last because we just turn it like that. So we need to do U, which is Poetry. Okay. Poetry. There we go. So that is correct. And then... yeah, because I have in my notes Tradition, Magic, Poetry, and the Old Tongue. Okay. And then we need to do this. No, this. There we go. So it needs to be 3 for the railroad. Or, oh wait, no, we need to say what kind of weather it is in Araja. Let's try windy. Let's try windy. I'm going to guess that Araja is windy. I mean, it has shores and stuff. I feel like it would be windy. It'd be real heckin' windy over there. Okay, and then we turn you to the amount that you need to be, which is that. And then we turn this to violet. So poetic, railroad, windy, violet. No. Poetic railroad. Like I said, in that picture, it looks like railroads, and it looks like that's Araja. It does say shores. Maybe they're ships? Maybe they use ships. Let's just change it around like this. Because, yeah, me not knowing those two is kind of the big issue. That's the massive issue here. And I can't find any confirmation for them besides the fact that Araja is like it has shores. That makes me think of windy. It's windy at the beach. Because this is messing with their like transportation right now. And if I don't have a confirmation here, it's not windy. Luckily this is pretty easy to input. Come on. No. And we're almost back to the final kind of transportation. Wait, can I turn it, like... No, I don't. I think I do have to cycle all the way around. I don't know if I can turn it the other way. No, that is not what I meant to press! God damn it! Okay, let's just give up on that right now. I think we're close with Araja, but I don't quite know. So it's not railroads. We need the weather. I know that Arch Aries is storms, turtleback, and yellow. So I know their method of travel, their weather, and their color. I'm missing what they're known for. Like, are they martial or what? So we could do Arch. We could do Arch. Cause yeah, we don't know the weather of Orinda. We just know the border and that they used railroads, I believe. Okay, Arch it is. I'm going to have to go back to my screenshots for this though, because we need to get back to Realm and Rune. Like, I'm even getting some information about the other ones, like Nuance and stuff, but it's just not enough. I was really hoping that chest thing was going to give me more. Maybe the armory will? Maybe the armory will. But, alright. So, if I'll just look at my screenshots really quick. We don't have to, like, swap over to them. I just need to look at Realm and Rune really quickly so I can piece this together. If I can find it. Oh god, there's so many screenshots. It's so overwhelming, I tells you. It's gotta be in this, because that's new clue. It's gotta be before this. This. Okay, I found it. Okay. Core raise moats border. So transportation. Seaside kingdom that relied on ships, or desert domain that might have employed camels. Yeah. So they're turtleback, which is, it has 5 lines. It's like a weird one. If I had to make it a clock, it's at 12, 3, 6, 9, and like 2. So that's what that is. And then the weather being stormy is just the jagged line. And then I feel like they would be industrial. I don't think tribal. And it's probably not poetic. And then we of course know yellow, yeah. Alright, so... yeah. Alright, I think I'm ready to input them at least. Alright, so we're good. We are stuck into this. Alright. So border comes last. We need to figure out the moats and the transportation. So currently it's set to tribal. I don't think it's tribal. Like, I'll be honest, I just don't think it's tribal. So we'll try that one. And then we need to do turtle transportation. Oh wait, no, we also need to do lightning. So it needs to be lightning. So make sure we go to that. Alright. And then now I turn this. And it needs to be turtle. That's railroad. Don't know what that is, quite frankly. This one. Okay, and now actually that yellow, that's the correct. So it's yellow, turtles, storm, and then this. Okay, so it's not whatever this first one is. Not Marshall. Not that. Not that. Not that. Getting a little bit scared. Not that. Not into poetry. And not tribal. So something else is wrong. Because it would have confirmed if that was correct. They call it the Land of Northern Storms. I have a thing that looks like they're riding on turtleback. And yellow is correct. God, I just need more info. I just need more info. Finn Aries was stupid easy, but the rest of them are gonna be very, very hard.